Before you die, make sure you feel what real success tastes like. Not the counterfeit version the world tries to sell you. I'm talking about the kind of success that shakes your soul, rewires your identity, and makes you look in the mirror and finally say, I earned this. Life is short, brutally short, and most people never get to experience even a fraction of their true potential because they settle. They settle for comfort, for excuses, for fear, for average. But you, if you're hearing this, you were not born for average. You were born to rise. There comes a moment in every person's life when they must decide, do I continue living as a spectator or do I step into the arena? That moment defines everything. Success isn't about luck. It's not about talent. It's about choosing every single day to push yourself when nobody's watching. It's about transforming your weakness into weaponry. It's about becoming the version of yourself that your younger self would be proud of. Most people die without ever meeting the person they could have become. Don't let that be you. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop waiting for someone to save you. The truth is harsh. No one's coming. No one's going to drag you out of bed, force you to chase your goals, or rebuild your mindset. That responsibility is yours. And once you accept it, truly accept it, life changes. The world opens, opportunities appear, and suddenly you start to understand what success actually feels like. Clarity, purpose, power, and a fire inside you that never goes out. Before you die, chase something worthy. Chase discipline, chase growth, chase the version of yourself that makes you unstoppable. The days you're tired, the days you're broken, the days you want to quit, that's where greatness is forged. That's where success is born. So get up, stand tall, and go experience the life that was meant for you. Because nothing is more painful than reaching the end and realizing you never began. Success requires urgency because time is the one currency you will never control, never refill, and never negotiate with. Every second that passes is gone permanently, and the world does not pause for your hesitation or your fear. People love pretending they have time. They act like life is some endless rehearsal where tomorrow is guaranteed and the perfect moment will magically wait for them to get their life together. But life is not patient. The clock doesn't care about your comfort, your plans, or your excuses. It keeps moving, and if you don't move with it, you get left behind. Urgency is not panic. Urgency is awareness. It is the understanding that the window of opportunity is always closing, and only those who act quickly, decisively, and consistently ever get to feel what real success actually is. Most failures don't come from incompetence. They come from delay. People hesitate. They overthink. They wait for confidence, for motivation, for the right time, without realizing that every moment they stall is a moment where someone else is getting better, someone else is building discipline, someone else is taking action. Success goes to the person who starts, not the person who keeps planning. The world is full of people with big dreams, big ideas, and big intentions, yet only a few ever achieve anything. The difference isn't talent, it isn't upbringing, it isn't luck. The difference is urgency. The achievers begin before they feel ready. They move before anyone tells them it's safe. They understand that hesitation is the silent killer of greatness. Urgency transforms average effort into powerful action. When you treat time like it matters, your behavior changes. You stop wasting hours on things that give you nothing. You stop tolerating people who drain you. You stop feeding habits that shrink your potential. Your priorities sharpen. You start seeing progress not as a future dream, but as a daily responsibility. Urgency forces you to confront your own laziness, your own fear, your own excuses. It exposes the gap between who you are and who you want to be. Many people avoid urgency because they don't like that discomfort. They don't want to admit they're capable of more. They don't want to accept that the only thing standing between them and success is their willingness to take action now. When you understand urgency, you stop lying to yourself about later. Later is the biggest lie you've ever told yourself. Later is responsible for more broken dreams than failure ever was. Later is how people wake up at 40 feeling the pain of everything they didn't start at 20. Later is how people reach old age carrying regret heavier than any burden they faced in life. Urgency is how you escape that fate. It teaches you that you don't need permission, perfection, or the perfect conditions. You need movement. You need initiative. You need momentum. The moment you decide that your goals are non-negotiable, urgency becomes natural. You no longer debate with yourself. You act. Urgency also creates clarity. When you stop postponing your life, you start seeing what matters and what doesn't. The noise fades, the distractions weaken. Suddenly you're not pulled around by every shiny thing or every temporary pleasure. You know where you're going and you know why. That kind of focus is rare. Most people wander through life hoping direction will magically appear, but urgency sharpens your path. It forces you to define what you want and commit to chasing it today, not someday. Someday is where dreams go to die. Today is where dreams start breathing. People often misunderstand urgency as recklessness, but true urgency is discipline. It means you value your life enough to not waste it. It means you understand the fragility of opportunity. It means you recognize that talent without action is pointless, potential without effort is useless, and desire without execution is meaningless. Urgency is the engine behind every great transformation. Without it, even the best mindset is just theory. With it, even the smallest step becomes powerful. Imagine how different your life could look if you acted on your opportunities the moment they appeared. Imagine the skills you'd build, the confidence you develop, the progress you see if you stopped waiting for the perfect emotional state and simply moved. Every goal, every dream, every life change you want starts with one decision, the decision to stop wasting time. Urgency is that decision in action. It's waking up and understanding that you don't have forever. It's choosing to create momentum instead of waiting for it. It's refusing to let fear put your life on hold. Urgency reminds you that the world rewards action. The people who achieve success aren't always the smartest or the strongest. They are the ones who showed up when it mattered. They are the ones who did not let hesitation bury their potential. They are the ones who kept moving even when they didn't feel ready. Success belongs to those who treat time like the precious, disappearing resource it is. If you truly want to feel success before you die, you must live with urgency now. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Every day you delay is a day you never get back. Every hour wasted is a step backward from the life you could have lived. You cannot control when you die, but you can control whether you live with intensity, purpose, and hunger while you're here. Urgency is the difference between an average life and a powerful one. It's the difference between regret and fulfillment, and is the first requirement for anyone who wants to taste real success. Comfort is the enemy because it slowly destroys your potential while making you believe everything is fine. It is the silent killer of ambition, the quiet assassin of dreams, the invisible trap that millions fall into without ever realizing it. Comfort convinces you that you have time. Comfort whispers that you can start tomorrow. Comfort tells you that you've already done enough for the day, that you deserve to rest, that pushing yourself is unnecessary. It creates a soft, warm prison that feels safe, but in reality, it is the cage that keeps you trapped in the same life year after year. The truth people don't want to accept is this: nothing great grows in comfort. Every powerful transformation, every major breakthrough, every moment of real growth comes from stepping into discomfort on purpose. Because the mind is designed to protect you from threat, not to push you toward greatness. It will always choose the easy path, the safest choice, the familiar routine. That's why you must override it. You need to train yourself to move toward the things that are difficult, the things that challenge you, the things that stretch you beyond your current limits. That discomfort is where you become stronger, sharper, more resilient. Look at every person you admire, every story of success, every achievement you consider legendary. None of them were born from comfort. They were created in adversity, molded by struggle, forged through hardship, pressure, and resilience. Success is not a gift someone receives because they deserve it. Success is a reward for those who are willing to do what others refuse to. And what do most people refuse to do? Step out of their comfort zone. Most people choose entertainment over discipline, convenience over growth, distraction over focus, and excuses over effort. They spend hours scrolling, complaining, watching others succeed instead of working on their own dreams. And then they wonder why their life never changes. Comfort is addictive because it feels good in the moment. It gives you temporary satisfaction, but long-term regret. Discomfort feels painful in the moment, but it gives you long-term power. This is why the world is divided into two groups: those who endure discomfort now to build the life they want, and those who choose comfort now and suffer for the rest of their lives. When you stay in your comfort zone too long, it becomes your identity. You start believing that you're not capable of more, that success is for others, that greatness is something unreachable. But nothing is unreachable. What stops people is the fear of discomfort. They are afraid of being judged, afraid of failing, afraid of starting at the bottom, afraid of struggling, afraid of looking foolish, afraid of the pain that growth demands. But the truth is simple. Pain is unavoidable, whether you chase your dreams or you avoid them. The difference is that the pain of discipline builds you, while the pain of regret destroys you. You can't escape discomfort. You only choose the type you live with. And if you choose the comfort zone, life will eventually punish you for it through mediocrity, stagnation, low confidence, reduced opportunities, and a sense of emptiness that grows bigger with every passing year. Comfort also blinds you to your true capabilities. You never discover how strong you actually are because you never push yourself to the level where your strength is revealed. You never learn how disciplined you could be because you never challenge your old patterns. You never see how far you could go because you stopped walking the moment the road got difficult. But difficulty is not the enemy, it's the doorway. Every obstacle contains a lesson. Every challenge contains a breakthrough. Every hardship contains a hidden gift that you only unlock when you push through it. Your future self is waiting on the other side of the things you avoid. And that version of you, the stronger, wiser, more confident, more successful version, cannot be reached through comfort. It can only be reached through deliberate struggle. If you want a different life, you must be willing to live differently than you do now. That means waking up earlier, working harder, learning more, staying focused longer, building discipline when it feels impossible, and choosing actions that align with your goals rather than your feelings. Your feelings will always choose comfort. Your goals require sacrifice. That is why so many people never reach the life they want. They listen to their feelings instead of their purpose. They wait until they feel motivated, not realizing that motivation is temporary, unreliable, and disappears the moment discomfort appears. Discipline, not motivation, is what builds success. Discipline means you do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is choosing your future self over your present emotions. Discipline is rejecting comfort because you know comfort is weakness disguised as peace. Comfort also kills hunger. When you get too comfortable, you stop striving, you stop dreaming, you stop pushing, you settle. And settling is the silent collapse of potential. The moment you settle, you start dying inside, you stop challenging yourself, and as a result, you stop growing. A human being with no growth feels lost, bored, and unfulfilled. We are wired to evolve. We are built to chase purpose, to overcome obstacles, to create, to build, to rise. Comfort destroys that natural instinct and turns people into spectators of their own lives instead of warriors fighting for their destiny. If you want to live a life that excites you, challenges you, and fulfills you, you must develop a mindset that seeks discomfort on purpose. Run toward the difficult things. Confront the tasks you fear. Do the work you've been avoiding. Replace laziness with discipline. Replace excuses with action. Replace comfort with growth. When you begin to normalize discomfort, everything changes. You become mentally tougher. You stop running from challenges and start attacking them. You begin to trust yourself because you've proven that you can handle pressure. The world opens up for people who are willing to endure discomfort because they become rare. Most people quit as soon as things get hard, but those who persist, those who refuse to bow down to comfort, build lives that others can only admire from a distance. Comfort might give you pleasure today, but discomfort will give you power for the rest of your life. Most people spend their entire lives waiting for someone to come fix everything for them. They wait for the perfect mentor, the perfect opportunity, the perfect moment, the perfect sign that tells them now is the time to change. But deep down, they know the truth. Nobody is coming. No one is going to pull you out of bed when your mind is heavy. No one is going to rewrite your story for you. No one is going to fight your battles, silence your excuses, or carry the weight of your dreams. And the sooner you accept this truth, the faster your life transforms. This is the moment everything shifts. Because the day you realize that every win, every loss, every failure, every victory, every late night, every early morning, every step of discipline is entirely on you, that's the day you stop living like a passenger and start living like the driver. People are raised to believe that someone else will eventually provide the breakthrough. Society conditions them to lean on systems, to rely on handouts, to wait for someone to choose them. But the people who actually rise in life are the ones who stop waiting to be chosen. They choose themselves. They stop begging for permission. They stop hoping someone else will believe in them. They stop seeking validation from people who don't even believe in themselves. They understand that ownership of their life is the most liberating and terrifying responsibility they will ever hold. And that responsibility is what separates the ones who rise from the ones who stay stuck forever. If you don't take complete control of your decisions, your mindset, your habits, your direction, you become a puppet to circumstance, swayed by whatever the world throws at you. The world rewards those who take initiative, not those who wait. Think about how many dreams die simply because someone believed the lie that they needed help before they could start. Someone believed that they weren't smart enough. Someone believed they needed approval. Someone believed they weren't ready. The truth is, you will never feel ready. You're supposed to build confidence while moving, not before. Strength is not handed to you. Discipline is not gifted. Success is not inherited. These things are forged through self-accountability. The willingness to look at your life honestly and say, everything I am right now is a result of everything I've done. And everything I become next depends on what I do from this point forward. That mindset is the foundation of unstoppable people. When you take responsibility, excuses die. You can no longer blame your environment, your upbringing, your past, your circumstances, or the opinions of others. You stop playing the victim. Victimhood is comfortable because it takes away pressure. Responsibility is uncomfortable because it puts everything back on your shoulders. But discomfort is where growth lives. Discomfort is where new standards are set. Discomfort is where identities are reborn. When you embrace responsibility, you stop living in denial and start living in clarity. You stop lying to yourself about why your life isn't where you want it to be. You stop pretending you tried your best when you know you didn't. You stop sugarcoating your failures and start dissecting them, learning from them, and rising above them. There will be days when you feel completely alone. Days when the world seems uninterested in your progress. Days when no one claps for you, no one motivates you, no one checks on you. These are the days that define your destiny, because when motivation disappears, discipline must take its place. When support is missing, self-drive must rise. When encouragement is absent, your vision must carry you. You must become the force that pushes you forward. The voice that says, get up, keep going, don't stop. You must become your own coach, your own mentor, your own enforcer. People wait for external motivation because they don't understand that internal motivation is 10 times more powerful and 10 times more enduring. When you learn how to command yourself, you become dangerous. You become unstoppable, because now, no matter who leaves, no matter who doubts you, no matter who disappears, you don't break. You don't slow down. You don't lose direction. You keep moving because your fuel comes from within. Accepting that nobody is coming to save you is not a depressing realization. It's a freeing one. It means your life is yours again. You're no longer chained to the expectation that someone else will fix your problems. You're no longer limited by what others can or cannot provide. You're no longer waiting for the world to hand you a miracle. You become the miracle. You become the force that creates change. You become the architect of your future. And once you understand this, the excuses that once felt so comfortable will suddenly feel disgusting. The laziness that once felt harmless will feel like poison. The procrastination that once felt normal will feel like self-betrayal, because now you know the truth. Every minute you waste is a minute you willingly surrender. Life will test you. It will push you, break you, overwhelm you, and demand everything from you. But these tests aren't punishments. They are challenges designed to see if you are worthy of the life you say you want. And the only way to prove yourself worthy is by taking full control of your actions. No complaining, no blaming, no waiting, just execution. Every day, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Because when you rely on yourself, you build an inner power that cannot be taken from you. Money can be taken. Friends can leave. Opportunities can vanish. But the ability to command yourself, to lead yourself, to discipline yourself, that is permanent. That is the true definition of strength. When you stop waiting for someone to save you, you finally realize that you've had everything you needed the entire time. You had the hunger. You had the potential. You had the fire. You just needed the courage to take responsibility for it. And once you do, your entire life begins to shift in ways you never imagined. In the end, everything comes down to one truth. Your life is passing. Whether you rise or whether you remain the same. Time does not slow down for the unmotivated. It does not pause for the unsure, and it never rewinds for those who finally wake up too late. The world does not reward intentions. It rewards action. And if you don't act, if you don't fight, if you don't push yourself with relentless urgency, you will one day look back and realize you lived most of your life in hesitation. Success doesn't come to the hesitant. It comes to the ones who grab their own destiny by the throat and say, I will not leave this world without becoming who I was meant to be. You must understand that the life you dream of is not waiting for you. It is demanding something from you. It demands sacrifice, discipline, and the courage to step into discomfort. Comfort has destroyed more dreams than failure ever has. Comfortable people stay weak. Comfortable people stay average. Comfortable people stay stuck in the same routines, the same excuses, the same tired cycles of wanting more, but never fighting for it. But you are not meant to be another comfortable, forgettable person drifting through life. You are meant to build yourself into someone capable of standing tall in a world that wants you quiet, obedient, and unremarkable. The question is whether you are willing to endure the pain required to rise, and through all of this, the truth remains unchanged. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody will force discipline into your bones. Nobody will pull you out of your excuses, and nobody will hand you the life you say you want. Every step is your responsibility. Every habit you build or break is on you. Every victory, every failure, every evolution of who you become is a direct result of the choices you make today, not tomorrow. Waiting is the slowest poison in existence because it convinces you that you have time. You don't. Every second you waste becomes a piece of a life you can never reclaim. And when you finally understand that, you begin to move differently, with purpose, with vision, with fire. So before you die, make sure you truly understand what success feels like. Not the success that's shown in movies or posted on social media, but the success that comes from conquering yourself. The success that comes from refusing to quit when quitting looked easier. The success that comes from building strength out of your weaknesses and power out of your pain. That feeling, the feeling of knowing you earned your life, is worth every sacrifice, every struggle, every battle. Chase it relentlessly. Fight for it without apology. Because the greatest tragedy is not dying. It's dying without ever meeting the person you are capable of becoming. If you want, I can now combine your speech, expanded key points, and conclusion into one polished full script, ready for recording. Success is not an accident. And it is not a gift reserved for the chosen few. It is a decision, one you must remake every single day. This entire journey, everything you heard in this speech comes back to one brutal truth. Your life becomes extraordinary only when you demand more from yourself than the world expects. When you stop waiting for chances and start building them. When you stop accepting limitations and start challenging them. The moment you truly understand this, the moment it clicks in your mind, that greatness is not found but forged, your life will start to shift. You begin thinking differently, acting differently, moving with purpose. And that transformation becomes a force that nothing and no one can stop. Every second of your life is an investment. And most people spend theirs on comfort, distraction, and excuses. They don't realize the real cost isn't time. It's potential. They lose who they could have been because they choose temporary pleasure over permanent victory. But you don't have to be one of them. You can break free from the cycle the moment you decide that your future is worth fighting for. When you reject the mindset of maybe someday and replace it with starting now, everything around you changes. You become sharper, stronger, more disciplined, and more hungry. And eventually you rise into a version of yourself you once thought was impossible. You must also understand that success is not a straight road. You will fall, you will fail, you will doubt yourself. But these moments are not signs to stop. They are the exact reasons you must continue. Hardship is not a punishment. It is a sculptor shaping you into something greater. The world rewards those who remain relentless despite the chaos and pressure. If you want a life that means something, if you want to experience what real success feels like, then your resilience must be stronger than your fear. The ones who achieve greatness are not the ones who never struggle, but the ones who refuse to let struggle define them before you die. Make sure you give yourself the chance to live the life your heart knows you are capable of. Not the life society pushes on you, not the life fear traps you in, but the life that demands courage, discipline, and purpose. You owe it to your younger self who once dreamed without limits. You owe it to your future self who will look back either with pride or regret. And most importantly, you owe it to the world, because the world needs strong people who refuse to settle for mediocrity. So rise, push, fight for your future. Let your ambition echo long after you're gone. And most of all, before you die, make sure you know exactly what success feels like. Thank you for watching this powerful message. Your time, your focus, and your energy mean everything. If this speech moved you, motivated you, or lit a fire inside you, make sure to support the channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing. It helps the message reach more people who need it. Remember, every upload, every video, every message is created to push you toward your highest potential. Stay disciplined, stay committed, and keep leveling up. More powerful content is on the way. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the journey. And until the next upload, stay strong, stay focused, and keep becoming the greatest version of yourself. Goodbye. Success is not an accident. It's a deliberate choice carved through sacrifice, self-awareness, and ruthless accountability. When you decide to rise above excuses, you begin to realize that the world bends for the disciplined. You start seeing opportunities where others see difficulty, and you develop a mindset that refuses to accept normalcy. This transformation doesn't happen overnight. It happens in the small, quiet moments when no one is watching, when you choose discipline over distraction, growth over stagnation, and purpose over pleasure. That's where champions are created. That's where your life begins to shift from ordinary to extraordinary. Your journey will not be easy, and it was never meant to be. Life tests you to see how badly you actually want the future you dream about. It throws challenges your way not to destroy you, but to strengthen you, sharpen you, and shape you into someone capable of carrying the weight of the success you're chasing. If you crumble under pressure, success was never yours. But if you stand tall, if you keep pushing even when your body is tired and your mind is screaming to stop, that's when you break the chains of mediocrity. You don't rise by avoiding pain, you rise by conquering it. People will doubt you, they will misunderstand you, and they will try to pull you back into the comfort zone they never escaped. Do not let them. Do not let the opinions of the weak influence the destiny of the strong. You owe it to yourself to rise beyond limitations, beyond excuses, beyond the version of you that played small for too long. Life becomes extraordinary the moment you decide you will no longer live like everyone else. When you choose discipline, purpose, and relentless self-belief, you unlock a level of power within you that most never discover. Before you die, make sure you find out what real success feels like. Not success defined by society, but success defined by your commitment, your discipline, your battles, your victories. Success that comes from becoming the person you were destined to be. Chase it with everything you have. Protect your ambition like your life depends on it. And when you finally arrive at the life you once only imagined, you'll know deep down that you earned it through every sacrifice, every early morning, every lonely night, and every moment you refuse to give up. That is what makes success worth it. That is what makes life meaningful. Thank you for listening to this powerful message. If these words spark something inside you, remember, your journey starts now. Don't stop. Don't slow down. Keep pushing, keep growing, and keep becoming the strongest version of yourself. This channel exists to remind you of your potential every single day. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more life-changing content. Until next time, stay focused, stay disciplined, and never forget your purpose. Thank you and goodbye. In the end, the greatest tragedy is not failing. It's never trying. It's living a life where your potential stays locked inside you because fear, comfort, or doubt kept you silent. You have one life, one chance, one shot to build something extraordinary. Don't waste it waiting for perfect moments or ideal conditions. They don't exist. What exists is this moment right now where you decide what your future will look like. Will you continue drifting through life hoping something changes, or will you take control and rewrite your destiny with your own hands? Every day you wake up is a new opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and more focused than you were yesterday. Your past does not define you. Your doubts do not control you. Your failures do not imprison you. You are far more powerful than you think, and the world has not yet seen what you are capable of. So stand up, breathe deep, and step into your greatness. Chase success with everything inside you. Chase the life that sets your soul on fire. And before you die, make sure you can say, I truly lived